As we come to the end of 2016, one of the things we do know is that the last couple of years we have topped over 42,000 people who have completed suicide, who have taken their own life because of the incredible amount of psychache and emotional pain that they face. And it is my passion, and it has been my passion to equip people, ordinary folks, professionals, pastors, youth servicing professionals, anyone who's working with someone who might be suicidal, to put in their hands a resource so that they will know what to do when someone they are friends with or they love is thinking about taking their own life. And if we can raise up, I believe, thousands of people who will have at least a tool in their hand to be able to know what to do when someone's facing a suicidal crisis, we can literally save thousands. And I believe that. We can reduce suicide in America. 1 million people die by suicide around the world. So we truly have an epidemic, because every 12.5 minutes somebody in America will die by their own hand. And today over 100 people will die because of suicide. So I'm excited to present to you a quick reference guide for helping those in acute suicidal crisis. This is a tool that you can have and put it in your nightstand drawer, put it in your on your bookshelf, put it someplace where you can easily get to it, so that when you get the call, or you have someone drop by, or you're at work and it's in your desk drawer and someone says to you, "I can't take this anymore," you can pull this quick reference guide out and find exactly what you need to help that person who's going through a suicidal crisis. This is not really an ebook that is to be read from cover to cover. You certainly can, but it's more of a quick reference guide for you to go to the very areas that you need at the moment. In fact, that's what I want to take and show you in this very brief video as we go down through here. Let me show you the table of contents. Chapter 1 gives you the warning signs of those who are thinking about suicide, so you'll clearly know what are the behaviors that someone is having that is signaling to everyone around them that I'm thinking about taking my life. Then you'll know how to really access how lethal, how suicidal they are. There's probably not any of us in this world who has not thought about suicide, but it doesn't mean that we're lethal. And so you want to examine that, and Chapter 2 helps you do that. If you have someone at home, if you have a coworker, if you have a friend, if you have someone who's a roommate, dorm mate, whatever it might be, and they're in acute suicidal crisis, what can you do at the moment to suicide-proof your environment and their environment? And so you'll see that in Chapter 3. A safety plan for keeping them alive much longer beyond the suicidal crisis is in Chapter 4. Chapter 5 talks about so many misunderstandings about suicide. And there are so many there that keep us from proactively asking and seeking people who are in an emotional crisis. And we hope to break some of those down. Chapter 6 will have some smartphone apps you can put right into your smartphone for free. That way, if you're in the midst of something and you don't have your quick reference guide for helping those with acute suicidal crisis, you can pull up those apps. We've given you a bonus link to the book Suicide, The Forever Decision. This book, so many people have told me across the nation that this book has saved their life. And so you can run this off and give it to the person you're working with. There's the text line information. And of course, where we get as a suicidologist and a psychologist, the research that informs our practice. So let me just kind of go down through here and give you some ideas as to what's going on. Here's Chapter 1 with the warning signs, and there's graphics that are there and 7 outward signs of suicide. So you'll know exactly what's going on. Chapter 2, as we talked about, really begins to break down, okay, what do I do if I see those signs. And then here are the questions to ask someone who is in a suicidal crisis. And when they say, yes, I am, what do we do? So here are those questions. If they say yes, basically you're going to know what to do to save a life from suicide. And that really excites me. So here's some things not to do. As we know that research has told us, here's some things that we do not need to be doing when we are working with somebody. Suicide proofing your home and other places. This will be so vital to your spouse, to your teen, college student, whoever is trying to get to access to take their own life. And then we talk about developing a safety plan, which is something that will go beyond just the crisis. This will walk you through the process of how to keep this person alive much longer until appropriate professional help can be found. And there's a couple of numbers and how to make that happen. Here's a formal safety plan that we use in suicidology. But here's a chapter that I think will change our lives and help us to talk more about that. And that is our misunderstandings of suicide. And so we go through these misunderstandings, which you can see are very numerous. Chapter 6, here are some of the smartphone apps that you'll have available to you. And then this depression screening tool is a vital tool. I use this almost every day to give either to somebody or to take myself in the midst of feeling overwhelming emotions about life and circumstances. The mood monitoring application is one of the best ways, I think, to really understand and follow somebody and walk with them through the process of a suicidal crisis. They'll go on a register, they'll get an a text every day at a certain time. That's a scaling question, we call it. And they'll say, here's my mood. That text, once they answer it and tell you why their mood's that way, it'll be sent to you or to somebody who's your friend who will be able to check on you and say, wow, your mood is 1 or 2 today or 3, and I'm just concerned about you. And so here's where the link, you can get the bonus book to give to somebody. There's a text line flyer. And of course, here is the information where we get all of our research. So I just wanted to make this available to you and let you see this. And at the same time, to be able to access it, you'll be able to do that for $15 immediately as a download ebook. And so you can have it in the next few minutes. But I would love for you to just put this in the hands of thousands of people who will know what to do. What do we do if someone is in a suicidal crisis? So I hope you'll get your copy today. I hope that you will take and make yourself equipped for this. And let's see what we can do this year of 2017 to lower the suicide rate in our country. I hope that you'll reach out and grab that. And if you have any questions, my email is part of this email and a part of this video, as well as the link to where you can purchase your quick reference guide for helping those in acute suicidal crisis. I hope you'll get yours today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.